Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Designs. I'm hopping on here in a really quick unboxing. I've taken it out of the box. It was actually wrapped in a bag, in a box, etc. And it's from the Adopt Shop. So those of you who are part of our channel, you know that we have two biological children here that we've been blessed to raise. We have two in heaven and one that we have adopted. And there is no difference, first off, period. So as we are adopted and grafted in God's chosen family, God's family, because initially the Jewish people were considered God's family, God's chosen people, and then in the New Testament we know that God grafted the Gentiles in. So anyways, adoption means a lot to us. There is no difference. And thank God, because there's no difference to him either. So anyways, I saw this. It came up somewhere. I cannot remember where. But I literally unboxed this portion like yesterday. I cut it, but I didn't take anything out. And I just now pulled it out, so I'm super excited to open it with you. The Adopt Shop, it supports adoption. And so it's a Christian shop. It's everything I could ever want. So we are big fans of Stephen Curtis Chapman, and he and his wife, Mary Beth, they have an Chinese orphanage in China, which is such a big deal to us. Number one, they're Christian. That's huge. They also minister to special needs children. And anyway, so adoption has just a big, big part in our hearts. And when I was a young girl, my parents adopted my brother. And there is no difference. There's no difference. I mean, I have a sister and a brother, and there is no difference. I have 3 children. There are no difference that we've raised. We have 2 in heaven. There is no difference. They're all our children. So we are blessed. We are encouraged. We are amazed at God's love and grace for, we are not the perfect parents, and we are not the perfect people, and still God works in our lives, and we're just so honored. So I wanted to support this shop. And for those of you who, we were told we couldn't have children. And so they were never easy. I mean, I had surgery with my first and last pregnancies, very dangerous surgeries that they always thought was cancer. Of course, praise God, it wasn't. But when I was pregnant with our first child, they wanted to do a complete hysterectomy. They were so concerned it was cancer. So, which would mean we would lose the baby. And I knew we had waited a long time to get pregnant, and prayed the prayer of Hannah, and just really got on our knees and sought God. And I was not about, it was all about getting the baby here and her being healthy, And by God's grace, he allowed that. So every journey in because I was told I couldn't have children, I'd always planned to adopt. There was and I've shared this before, there was a documentary that Henry Winkler put out about the DeBose family. A few years ago, I saw it again on Netflix. I've forgotten how much cussing and stuff was in it, but I love this family. They adopted, they had biological, they adopted special needs kiddos, they adopted children from all over the world. And where I grew up, there were lots of refugee families that were in our church. And our church had all kinds of, encouraging programs for all the different refugees from different countries. And also my mom taught special ed at a school that was adjacent to a hospital. So a lot of the children were institutionalized in the hospital, and she would bring them home on the weekends, and they would, literally, my sister and I, though we each had a bedroom, we always slept in the same room, or a lot of times we did, especially when we were little. And we would have another, sleepovers, and we'd have these kids come and stay with us. My first babysitting job was with a child with cerebral palsy. So, I mean, it was just, there were children all the time around in our lives. It was just normal to me. Nothing was abnormal. And unfortunately, my husband wasn't in that situation, but, it took him a long time to come to the point of adoption, and I prayed for him for years. My oldest prayed for him for years. And I remember we went to adoption workshop after workshop after workshop after workshop. My husband would say, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right. And I would just be like, the kids aren't going to go to another one. It's just too much. It's just too much. And interestingly enough, the orphanage, I mean, the adoption agency that we went with was the one that I had seen 2 years prior on our local TV talk show, just a, kind of little show in San Antonio. They were out of Austin, and I wrote down their phone number and their name and stuck it on our fridge, and it was on our fridge for 2 years, and that's the agency we ended up. It was the last agency we went to after many, many. And my husband was always very frustrated with, the people he was speaking to. And we ended up with the most amazing social worker, very, very bright. So when he went to the orientation for that, I had been talking to her, loved her, of course. And he was there, and I told him, I said, you go and let your yes be yes and your no be no. And if your no is no, then we move on. And we are thankful for the two children that we have. And so the children did not go. They stayed home with me, and he came home that night, not with one application, but two, and said, we're late. So we applied for 2 children, though in China they only allow 1 child per family unless you're an older infertile couple and there happens to be twins. So we had put in a request for a little girl and a little boy, and we were told that that probably wouldn't happen, and we were blessed with our daughter, and there were many, 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 many plans to go back and adopt again. Our caseworker begged us to adopt again. We broke all the rules in her eyes. We homeschooled. We're Christian. And she just was like, oh my gosh, you're like my poster family, because she didn't want us to take our other children to China with us. We did. We loved it. We loved China so much we almost went back to work there and in the name of ministry as well. And it was just really an amazing journey. And, because my husband was in grad school, we figured, well, when he gets out of grad school, we could both go back and teach in the universities, and then, he would flip into, like a corporate job, because at that time, there was a way you had to do it. And so anyways, but God didn't open that door. The other adoption did not happen. And we even looked at sibling groups here in the United States and lots of different things. And, even a couple of years ago, my husband came back to me and said, even this last year, we did a good job raising kids. Though there has been great discussion of that, we were not perfect in any way. We just tried really hard. And even when you're trying, you make mistakes. You just do the best you can. And anyways, long story short, we realized we were of the age that it's time to be grandparents. And God bless us, now we have a grandbaby coming. In the meantime, I do want to say that if God did open that door again, we would be there. And we would do whatever God would have us to do. And there are so many amazing children out there who need a mom and a dad to love them. And I know there's so many discussions about genetic history, and, we had a family member that was massively against adoption and was not very nice about it. And we've heard every nasty argument you could imagine. And, so much it made me it made me physically ill. It did. It made me physically ill. And, anyways, the initial conversation, I couldn't understand how somebody could think like that. But I'm here to tell you, not all adopted children are bad. That is a crazy thought. Some children do come with baggage, depending on where they're from and the age they are when you adopt them. Some children come with special needs, and that can be true of a biological child as well. Both my biological children, the first one was supposed to be born with severe birth defects, and no. And we lost our second child due to severe birth defects. And then our third child, again, terrible pregnancy, not as bad as the first, but nonetheless difficult. And they were supposed to be born, that child was supposed to be born with issues as well. And then we lost our last child. And I just have to say that, people are like, oh, well, adoption's no big deal, you just fill out the paperwork. And I was like, oh my gosh, I worked so hard in that pregnancy as well. So to me, the adoption process was like a pregnancy process. And even though we had children in our home, and there are those that do not have children in their home, and they've gone through maybe miscarriages or, other issues, and you know, the anticipation of your your referral for your adopted child is quite a journey. So when I saw this shop, I just thought, number one, they're Christian. Number one. Number two, that's all about where my heart is. And please go visit this shop. Please support them. And also, I encourage you to, as a side little rabbit trail, go look at Stephen Curtis Chapman and Mary Beth Chapman's Show Hope orphanage in China. And if there's any way you can support them, I can't say enough how much that would encourage my heart. And not only that, it would be so encouraging to these children. And if you had seen what it is like in China for children that are without homes, it is very, very difficult. And our child was in one of 3 privately owned orphanages at the time. Of course, Show Hope is a private orphanage as well now. I can't believe I blanked out on this. I think they're located in Shanghai, but I may be completely wrong on that. I need to go back and double check. I mean, I read about it every week. You would think I would remember, but lots going on the last 2 days, as I've made incessant amount of videos as well today. So what I saw when I opened up the website was, oh my goodness gracious, I could use this in my Bible journaling. Okay, you know, I'm all about Bible journaling. I love it. I love journaling. I love Bible journaling. So let me show you. So, okay, hold on. I think I opened this upside down. So let me get this back in order. Let me get it back in. Yes, okay. So, oh, look at this. This must be their extras. It says, Adopt Shop. Lovely Chris, sweet friend, you are so loved unconditionally and without expectation. Oh, that's so sweet. I pray you can feel the love and prayers just for you all wrapped up in this little package. Love, Kate. Or a hug, XOXO, or XO like my grandmother, Kate. Kate, I don't know if you'll ever see this. I just busted the little clippy. I can fix it. I'll fix it later. We can fix it. This is charming, and I absolutely love your message. And as I reopen my Etsy shop, you are an encouragement to me on how to show love and encouragement. So, okay, so I'm going to save this. I save them all. I put them on my board. But so they do like cards and stickers and all kinds of goodies. So I didn't get everything, but I got, a few things. So, okay, so this is how I fight my battles. You know, that song, Chronicles 20:17, Psalms 27:3, 2 Kings 6:15 through 17, and Psalms 119 and 5. Well, there's your Bible study, my friends. Let me see. But I'm surrounded by you. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. Okay, so when you're in the battle, you get surrounded. But more importantly, God is surrounding us. So that is their information right there. I will list it below. It is the Adopt Shop with an extra PE.com, and it looks like Instagram at Adopt Shop. So little billboards for your heart. I agree. So here is another one. It says, and if not, he is still good. Daniel 3:18, and there's information. So these are the cardstock. These are really nice. They have a nice wow, it almost feels like plasticky paper. It's like the thinnest, if it's plastic, it's the thinnest plastic you've ever seen. This is gorgeous. I mean, there's no rough edges. It is smooth. The feel of this paper is phenomenal. Or plastic, or whatever it is. Okay. Definition of brave, Joshua 19. I love that. And then you could write on the back. I love this. I don't think I saw these in the shop, or maybe I did. I don't remember. It's been a while. I mean, not too long. They were really quick getting it done. The Adopt Shop, the little billboards for your heart. Okay, so then here is their brochure. Tells you about it. So let me read a little bit. Our prayer for this little ministry is that you will be uplifted and encouraged, all for His glory. A little bit about us. So hold on. I'm going to hop ahead. I'm going to read this portion because I'm wanting you to order so you can hear more about their family. Clearly, they've adopted. Oh, gosh. gosh, what a beautiful family. Oh, it makes my eyes water. Okay, the Adopt Shop is a family ministry. Jason cleaned and inspected your necklace. Kate designs, makes, and ships all the things. Maddie cut the chain for your necklace. Mason probably put stickers on your little bag and helped drop your package at the post office. Mia likely helped organize necklaces, cards, or prints, and Max is constantly looking for ways to help. That is so sweet. Okay, so totally family. God has placed it on our hearts to adopt again. Will you pray with us and for us about this? After adopting twice already, you'd think we'd be pros, but we need God to show up in a big way. Amen. And each design from the Adopt Shop is born in Kate's heart from her own personal time with her father. She delights in sharing them with you in hopes that you will be encouraged by them. When you place an order, it is lovingly made and packaged up by our family. You are prayed for by name, and then Kate's little creations are sent out with a big job to seek truth straight to your heart. She hopes in him, and he renews her strength. Isaiah 40:31. If you've ever adopted, this is beautiful. Where can you shop? There you go. Sorry. Please pray for this family. Please pray for their ministry. Please pray for their adoption. Okay. Goosebumps, tears, what can you say? So happy for such a sweet family. What a blessing. Okay. One more thank you. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm just overwhelmed. The Clumped. The Adopt Shop. Little billboards for your heart. We pray these little truths uplift and encourage you and anyone who sees them. Thank you. And we love it if you'd snap a photo and share on Instagram. We often choose someone who posts using hashtag the Adopt Shop with an extra PE to receive, oh wow, a free $10 gift card to our website shop. Oh my goodness. And then there's their website. There's their necklace shop. And then here is their Instagram. Okay, friends, let's look. So I'll quit crying. Okay. All right, so let me, first, they have some darling, I believe, these are library card pads. I don't think they're sticky. I think they're tear off. So hold on, let me see. So they wrap every one of these. They are. They're like a notepad. Don't you love that? I loved, I think there were 4 colors, and I chose 2. So there's this kind of, green, which I love pink and green. I think the other was yellow and orange, and if they had had pink, you know what I would have done. And then I love the colors of the ocean, so to me this was so beautiful. So I grabbed those, and I can't remember how many are in this, but you can see they're double-sided, and they are definitely plentiful. So, okay, there's that. That's going straight in my journaling bag. All of this is. So when my daughter goes to school now on Monday, Wednesday, I go sit and wait in a coffee shop because it's not worth driving 30 minutes and coming back, So I go, I'm going to have to cut this, I think. And I don't have my scissors out, so I guess, no, I'm going to grab my scissors. Hold on, guys. So while I wait, I have a package that I take with me, or a bag, and I journal. So I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of like it's my little date with God. Now, sometimes I run errands, but I'm really trying to get to a point where no spend and focus on the Word. So here we go. All right, golly, these are wrapped incredibly well. I mean, seriously. And I will save that, and I will use that. That is so cute. Okay, here's that one, Daniel 3:18, and these are stickers. I think these are the stickers. Hold on. You know what? I'm not going to go through and tell you which are stickers, which are not. This will just encourage you to go look at their shop. These have like a paperback with a, what am I trying to say? Not vellum, but like a plasticky finish. So these have a little bit of sheen to them. And it is that same Daniel 3:18 design. So some of these I ordered in triplicate. Hold on. Because when I journal, I like to do a journaling TN, and then I like to journal my Bible. And some of these I ordered extra to give away. So, or to make cards. So, the mountains, okay, I've seen you move. You moved the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. Mark 9:23 through 24. Anybody who's going through health problems, amen. Or any problems, I should say. Okay. Never be lazy, work hard, serve the Lord enthusiastically. Romans 12:11. I love that. This one says, when my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Psalm 61:2. I love that. Each one of these. What a great, I'm so excited about this. She gave herself grace because she knew she was strong in her weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. In our weaknesses, he is strong. She is bold as a lion. Nothing can shake her. Proverbs 28:1. Now, just so you know, in the adoption process, whoever is more hands-on, which I'm not going to say it's always the mother, but a lot of the time it is the mom who does all the paperwork, who does all the, I mean, you go through so many, if you're doing international adoption, you are going through embassies, you are going through all kinds of agencies, and everybody does it differently. Every state does it differently, and there are incredible people who will help you, and then there's people that maybe aren't as gracious. So, she is as bold as a lion. Nothing can shake her. That is important if you're going through the adoption journey. I mean, you don't need to be like harsh and hard. You just have to be, ready. You just have to be ready and armor up. And put on your armor of God. She knew he had the very best story planned for her, one full of hope and bright tomorrows. Jeremiah 29:11. I love that. Wouldn't that be a great card to give your daughter? And I wish I had bought a couple more of those. I may go back. I'm enough. Pardon me. I'm enough because of Jesus. 2 Corinthians 12:9. Some of these I've bought also for our granddaughter. All for his glory. I love this. This is, I had a manual typewriter. It was like my mom's. Hers was more turquoise. So I love the pink and the green and the roses. And of course I love that. For his glory. Romans 11:36. So pretty. All I need is a little bit of coffee and a whole lot of Jesus. I have never used these, but lately have really felt like that. All she knew she could be full of joy. She knew she could be full of joy. John 15:11. I love the mason jars. Hold on a second. Honey, you need to check your pot. Sorry, my daughter's making us so sweetly a lunch, and it sounds like it is going at it. So she'll come running through here in a minute. You need to check the pot, honey. She wore love everywhere she went. Colossians 3:14. I love that. Of course, I had a sewing and weaving store, spinning, so we sewed a lot on those kind of dress forms. Okay, and then, so these are 2 kits. I purposely got the kit because, it was a good kit. Oh, I hated tearing them out that way, but you knew it was going to happen. Let's see. Our adorable 2-sided cards feature our shop info on one side. Okay, and then the Bible. The Bible... Original designs on the other. Got it. Okay. Great for Bible journaling, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Sorry. And now I'm sniffling because, Sorry. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. Psalms 34:18. I love that. She knew that though she sowed in tears, she would reap with songs of joy. Psalms 126:5. When my heart is overwhelmed, we've seen this, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Psalms 61:2. So the other one was their gift, and I think this one is just a little bit different. I can't remember. The fact that our heart yearns for something earth can't supply is proof that heaven must be our home. And that is a quote by C.S. Lewis. So on some of these, especially the scripture, they'll have maybe 1 or 2 designs. So you get to pick. This was a kit, so you get the kit. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can't heal. Revelations 21:4. And I love the teardrop. Yes. Tears are prayers too. They travel to God when we can't speak. Psalms 56:8. I love that. Do not be judged. The bereaved mother, she comes in many forms. She is breathing but she is dying. She may look young, but inside she has become ancient. She smiles, but her heart sobs. She walks, she talks, she cooks, she cleans, she works, she is. But she is not all at once. She is part here, but part of her is elsewhere for her whole life. And that is very true of moms. We're here, we're in the moment, but then when our children, we haven't, if we're waiting for a child to adopt, that's how you feel. Your heart is somewhere else. When your children grow up and move off, your heart is somewhere else. You know, there's that. So I loved that sentiment. I wished I had had that when we were going through the adoption. So when you go through deep waters, I will be with you. Isaiah 43:2. I love that. And again, these are what the backs look like. And I want to think that this was the adoption kit, but I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. So, gosh, look. We're almost out of time. I gotta hurry. Sorry. I just wanted to explain more about this ministry. So, all right. Okay, here we go. And I love this bag. Okay, whichever one of you absolutely gorgeous children packed this, thank you. You are so loved, John 3:16. And that's all the same. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. Psalms 107:1. Oh, I love this. Even so, it is well with my soul. When we were going through the adoption, I was in a car wreck, and I just, for some reason, thought, they won't let us adopt if I had a car wreck. I mean, how silly was that? You know, you're just going through all these things in your mind. Your emotions are stirred up. When we went down to borrow my dad's car, you know, in about a 4-hour drive, I was listening to the Christian radio station in the dark of night. My husband was in the car with the kids. I was driving my dad's truck back, and this song played over and over and over. I don't know how in the world, but that hymn, It Is Well With My Soul. It is well with my soul. And it was like God just kept saying, I'm not kidding, in 4 hours I think I heard it at least 4 times. And I finally said, it is well with my soul, because I was just crying, feeling guilty that I'd been in a car wreck. So I love that. His mercies are new. Lamentations 3:22-23. I'm going to quit rushing. I can tell I'm going to run out of time. I'll do a part 2. His mercies are new. Lamentations 3:22-23. She knew she could laugh without fear of the future because she was clothed in strength and dignity. Proverbs 31:25. Isn't that gorgeous? We love because he first loved us. 1 John 4:19. Isn't our God good? She gave herself grace because she knew he was strong in her weakness. We've seen that too. 2 Corinthians 12:9. That was a different design I think they gave in the thank you gift. But isn't that beautiful? I'm not really a black and white girl, but I'm excited to do a black and white journal maybe. I'm not sure. I'll have to pray that through. I may just do my Bible journaling. Where you go, I will go. Ruth 1:16. I love that. Or I just love that. I'm going to do something for our granddaughter with that verse. She focuses on the meaningful things, the things she sees with her heart. And it says 4:18, 2 Corinthians 4:18. Isn't that great? Ugh, goodness gracious, they are so creative. She walks by faith even when she can't see. 2 Corinthians 5:7. I love that. I love that. Be a light and shine. I love that. For all to see, so they will glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. And I love anything foiled. Anything shiny. She knew that he said she was altogether beautiful in every way. Songs of Solomon 4:7. So I have 2 daughters. I have a daughter-in-law and a granddaughter to come. I know. That's why. And I also have a sister-in-law and a sister, and I didn't think about them. I should have done that. But anyways. Okay, I'm going to end this here. Sorry, and I didn't mean to I'll stop and blow my nose and I'll come back and I'll finish it out. All right, friends. I hope you've enjoyed this. Come back to the part 2. We have this bag and this stack. This is an amazing, amazing company off of, I don't think it's on Etsy. They may have their own website. So, all right, friends, I'll have it listed below. Come back for part 2 and let's see the rest of their goodies. I'll be talking to you soon. You guys like, share, subscribe, all of this. We need the encouragement. They need the encouragement. All right, friends. I'll talk to you in a minute. Bye.